welcome back to my channel. It's just Clarice, and today's video is decluttering my life. Getting rid of all the makeup in my makeup collection that I just never use, that I don't really like, but I haven't gotten rid of yet. So I decided that I wanted to just share those items with you guys and let you guys know why they didn't work for me, what I didn't like about them, and I just thought it'd be a really fun video idea. So without much further ado, let's dive right on in. So first, let's start with some complexion products that I'm getting rid of that didn't work for me. And we'll start with the foundation type items. The first one is this Super BB Cream by Physicians Formula. It's supposed to be an all-in-one beauty balm, and it's in the shade Light Medium. Now the shade actually worked really well on me. It didn't oxidize. It had really good coverage as well. Actually, a surprising amount of coverage for a BB cream. I thought it was a little thick. What I really didn't like about this BB cream, and the reason I haven't reached for it since, is that it creases so badly on all my fine lines. The ones around my mouth, the ones under my eyes, the ones around my nose, and it's just not a good look. It makes me look a lot older than I actually am because of how badly it creases and settles into those lines. So I just don't like this for that reason. The next foundation product that I'm going to talk to you guys about that I didn't like at all is this one right here. This is the Bare Minerals Bare Pro Foundation. This is in the shade Golden Nude, and once again the color match was excellent on this for me, but that was it. That was the only thing that I liked about this foundation. I didn't think it was very good coverage at all. It was supposed to be medium to full coverage. It was supposed to be buildable. It was supposed to give you a flawless complexion afterward. I didn't find any of those results on my skin. It was patchy. It was streaky. It was breaking apart on my face throughout the day. It didn't last long at all. It completely wore off of my nose, and in the places where the foundation was still there, it was extremely patchy, extremely dry looking, and just overall very unflattering on me. I was so disappointed with this because Bare Minerals is not the cheapest brand. I just don't see any way that I can make this product work for me, so I'm gonna have to give it away. The last foundation product that I am decluttering from my life is not one that I dislike. It's just one that I feel I've moved on from. You know, I don't use it as much as I used to, even though I did really used to like it. That is the Maybelline Fit Me Foundation, the Hydrate and Smooth formula, and this is in the shade 220 Natural Beige. First of all, the 220 Natural Beige is definitely more my summer color than my winter color. But besides that, even though it is getting sunnier out, I just feel like this formula isn't my favorite anymore. I feel like I've found foundations and other complexion products that I like a lot better than this one. There's nothing wrong with it in particular. I think it's a little too thick for me, maybe. I don't like that it doesn't come with a pump. You know, it's not the easiest to get out of the bottle. I don't know exactly why I don't like this anymore. I just know that I don't. And I'm not going to use it, so there's no point in having it hanging around in my collection. Moving on to two concealer products that I'm going to be getting rid of. This is the CoverGirl and Olay Eye Rehab Concealer in the shade 310 Fair. It also says that it's a CC cream as well. The packaging itself I actually really liked. It comes with a little pump on the top. It's very cute and it's very compact, easy to bring around. The reason I did not like this product is because, well, first of all, it's a bit too light for me. The shade is 310 Fair. However, the color selection on this was not very wide, and even though it's a little bit light for me, I definitely think that this would be way too dark on anyone who is actually fair-skinned. So, having said that, another reason I didn't like this is because I felt like it was a very heavy concealing product, especially under the eyes, and it didn't give me as much coverage as you would hope from something this thick. The next concealer type product that I'm going to talk to you guys about is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Color Correcting Fluid, and this is in the shade Yellow. This one was supposed to help with concealing the pinkness in my skin. I get very pink around my cheek area and sort of around into the nose. I just feel like this doesn't do much of anything on my skin. I think you could still kind of see the pinkiness shining through, and lately I've just been embracing it. I'm always going to be a little bit pinky, but I think that's okay because I just haven't found any products that really cover it up and hide it well. Alrighty, so let's move on to some powders that I am giving away and decluttering from my life. So So I have two CoverGirl powders that I'm actually getting rid of. And the first one is the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Powder. And this is in the shade 725 Buff Beige. Now, you might have seen me use this in the Get Ready With Me video that I did several weeks back. The reason why I bought this product is because it is so smooth to the touch. It feels really, really nice, and it swatches really well. The reason I'm getting rid of this is because I didn't notice it giving my makeup any extra staying power, and I also noticed my makeup was oxidizing terribly with this on. At the end of the day, I was orange. Super, super orange. More orange than I'd ever been. So I could only imagine it was this product because it's the only thing I was using differently that day. And I never, ever want to be orange. That is never the look that I'm going for. So for that reason, I'm getting rid of this powder. And the other CoverGirl powder that I'm getting rid of is the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous Fresh Complexion Powder Foundation. Now, I don't tend to use powder foundations ever. The local shoppers that I go to was having this promotion where they had a bunch of makeup bags, makeup mystery bags. It was $10, $15, and $20. So you spent the money and you got the bag, and there was a ton of makeup products in it. It was definitely worth more than you spent, which is why it was worth the buy. And this is one of the products that I got in there. This is in the shade Light Medium. So if I was somebody who used a powder foundation, this could actually potentially work on me. But once again, I don't use powder foundations, and as well, I find it's really just a powder. Like when I'm swatching it, I'm not seeing any coverage coming through. It's almost as soft as the Vitalist powder that's just to go on top of your foundation. And I don't know, I just don't like it very much at all. I don't see it doing anything for me. I don't think it's going to work to set down my foundation. And you get a really tiny amount of product. The packaging is also really cheap looking to me. The only thing I like about it is that you get a mirror, which is nice, but that's not enough to keep it, so going away. Moved closer to the camera. Once again, my foot was falling asleep. So the last powder product that I'm going to talk to you guys about is a doozy for me. I absolutely hate this powder so much. I don't know why I've held on to it as long as I have, because I never use it, and every time that I do, I regret it. This is the Morphe Translucent Powder. That's all it says. It's just a loose setting powder. This is an old powder, so I don't know if Morphe, maybe they've reformulated, maybe they have new powders out, maybe this isn't even in stock anymore. I don't know. If you do love this powder, I don't mean to offend you when I say that I hate it. I just personally cannot make it work for me. I think it makes my makeup look so cakey when I put it on. I don't like it for baking. I don't like it for setting. And it's so messy as well. Like every time I open this, a cloud of powder comes up into the room. It ends up all over the product. When I close it, when I put it in bags, it ends up all over everything else. I think it's broken maybe, I don't know. And the powder itself has a really weird chemical smell to it that I can't stand. So I do not like putting this on my face, and I am so glad that I'm finally getting rid of it. Next, we're going to talk about some face products that I use and have not loved, so I'm going to give them away. The first one is this. This is the e.l.f. Aqua Infused Blush and Bronzer. Again, it has a mirror, and I don't like it. I need to find things with mirrors that I like. To the touch, it feels like a cream product. It's supposed to dry down like a powder. But the reason I don't like this is because when I put the blush on top of all my makeup, I was finished, I was good to go. All I needed was a little blush, a little bronzer, a little highlight. I put the blush on and I found it completely removed all the makeup I had underneath, and the blush color wasn't even coming through. So next I went in with the bronzer. Bronzer looked super muddy and it wasn't blending well on my skin. I don't know, it just did not work for me at all, so I have to give it a pass. Next up for a blush that I am giving away, this is the Revlon Powder Blush in the shade Dare to Bear. And it is a pretty shade, but on me, this shade of blush is just non-existent. It's very pretty, it has a slight shimmer, but it's so light on me. I wish you guys could see these swatches, but it's completely gone. It just looks like I've put a little bit of natural highlight on my cheek, which isn't really what I'm going for. I love a shimmery blush, but there needs to be a little bit of color there. I'm in the market looking for a shimmery peachy blush. So if you have a good suggestion for that, leave that in the comments below. One more blush that I'm giving away. This is a Physicians Formula Butter Blush. Now, I love the Physicians Formula Butter line. Their blushes, their bronzers, their highlights, I love them. But this particular shade does not work for me because once again, it's one of those shades that just doesn't show up on my skin. This is in the shade Plum Rose, and I used to use this a lot. And then I got their shade Vintage Rouge, and it's a world of difference. For that one, the color definitely shows up on my skin. It looks so pretty. It's this really nice flush of like pinky, almost a little bit deeper. It just looks really, really nice. This one is non-existent. It's entirely, I mean, it's supposed to be this sort of mauve-y color, but it's really light. So if you are a very light-skinned girl and you like a more natural-looking blush or something that's a bit more plummy in color, I think this could really work for you, but for me, it's a pass. Once again, this is another one from the Physicians Formula Butter line that I'm giving away. It has nothing to do with the formula or the performance of the product. It has to do with the shade. This is the Butter Bronzer in the shade Bronzer. This is one up from the Sun-Kissed Bronzer, which if you watched my April favorites video, you'll know is my all-time favorite bronzer. This, however, is a very cool-toned bronzer. So I wouldn't call it a bronzer. I would say it's more of a contour. And it's just a hair too light to even be a good contour shade on me. It just doesn't show up. I put it in, I buff it out, it disappears. So I'm going to have to give it a pass on this one. If you're a bit more fair than I am, you might like this as a contour shade. Moving on, I'm going to talk about some eyeshadow products that I didn't like and just didn't work for me. The first one is by CoverGirl. This is the Eye Enhancer Smoky Nudes Quad. And for me, if I'm going to think smoky nudes, I'm thinking browns and, you know, blacks and those kinds of colors. I do not think of these shades when I think of nudes. There is a cool toned gray in here, a cool toned purple, a cool toned blue color, and then a sort of deeper purple color. So I don't know where the nudes comes into play with this one. But besides that confusion, the feel of these eyeshadows is not nice at all. They feel super chalky. They do not swatch well. I'll swatch them on my arm. They swatch super streaky and just not well at all. And that was a good push into the pan and pull across my skin. They're not very pigmented. I couldn't make them work for me, so I'm gonna give this one away. And another eyeshadow palette that I'm getting rid of might seem a little bit surprising because this is actually a very good brand and it is a good eyeshadow palette. This is the Morphe 35P eyeshadow palette, which I believe they were calling their purples or their berry palette or something like that. So you can see it comes with a ton of eyeshadows. I still even have the sleeve. I've had this palette for a while now, and eyeshadow literally just fell out of here. It just fell out into my lap as I was speaking. This palette broke on me. It fell on the ground, and ever since then, eyeshadows have been popping out. This one completely shattered and got its color all over all the brownie colors around it, which ruined those colors for me, because now if I just want to go in with a nice brown smoky eye, I'm going to have pops of deep purple glitter, which is not the look I'm going for. And besides that, even before that happened, and even though there are still shades in here that could work, like these shades here just haven't been touched. They seem to still be fine. I just don't ever find myself gravitating towards this palette. I never ever use it. I don't bring it with me when I travel because it's so big and bulky. I don't see the need to keep something, especially when it's so big and takes up so much room, if I'm just never going to use it. And I've had this for long enough to know that I'm not going to use it, so I don't feel bad about giving it away, especially since I have so many eyeshadows that I do use and love and gravitate towards on a fairly regular basis. Let's finish off the eyes then and go into the two mascara products that did not work for me. So first we have the CoverGirl Full Lash Bloom mascara. And I think that this packaging is so adorable. It's like this cute pink packaging with all these little flowers all around the tube. It's so pretty. And I was really hoping that it would do a lot for me. Like the spikes are so separated on it that I thought it was going to really separate my lashes and give me good volume and all these things. And it didn't do anything. I put it on my lashes. It didn't hold a curl. Didn't give me any volume. It didn't give me any length. Like, I would say that it did separate my lashes, but that's about it. I don't know if this has worked for anybody else. If it has, I'm so happy for you because it's so cute and I wish that it could have worked for me. But personally, I'm gonna have to let this one go. And the other mascara product that didn't work for me is this one right here. This is the e.l.f. Waterproof Length and Volume Mascara. I did not find that this mascara gave me any length or any volume. I do think it's pretty waterproof, so that's one thing. And I like the little wand. I think it makes it easy to apply mascara evenly and kind of get it all over without, you know, being too big that you're like hitting your face and like you're trying to get in the corners. So I like the idea of the wand, and I like the sleekness of the packaging. It's very simple and straightforward, but the product didn't do for me what it was supposed to do and what I hope that a mascara does. Just like the other one, it didn't hold a curl, and like I said before, there was no extra length, there was no extra volume. So I have mascaras that I like a lot better that do give me those things, so I'm gonna have to give this one up. Finally, that brings me to the lipstick products that I'm getting rid of. So I have two here that I'm gonna actually group together because they are from the same lipstick line. These are both CoverGirl lipsticks. They're the shades 415 and 410, which is Delightful Blush and Ravishing Rose. They are very pretty and they swatched well in the store, but my issue with these lipsticks is that they are quite sheer on the lips themselves. I feel like I really have to apply several layers to get the color payoff that I want. And like you can see on the hand, they actually look like very pretty colors. They don't necessarily look that way on my lips. They're way too sheer. They don't work for me. And they don't last very long at all, which I don't necessarily expect my cream lipsticks to have very long staying power, but these are literally on my lips and then they're off moments later. I'm gonna have to give these two a pass. The next one that I am decluttering from my life is another item that has been around for way too long and I should have gotten rid of it a long time ago. This is from Vasanti. It is one of their cream lipsticks and this is in the shade Cool Aussie, which is this very bright pink tone. I remember picking this lipstick up because I wanted a very pretty light floral pink shade for my lips. I thought it was going to be very cute on me. You know, it was giving me Barbie vibes. This does not work for me. This one was my fault. I picked a shade that was clearly not flattering to me. It doesn't look that off from the lipstick I'm wearing right now, but when I swatch it, first of all, it's very sheer and glossy, which I'm not crazy about sheer glossy lipsticks, to be honest. I like more opaqueness in my lipstick, and if I want a gloss, I'll put one on top. But yeah, so here you can clearly see it's very light in comparison to these two lipsticks over here. This one is extremely light. It just doesn't work for me. It looks strange on my lips. I think it's meant for people who are much lighter in skin tone than I am. So I am finally giving this away and learning from my past mistakes. That is it. That is all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. I post brand new videos every single week. I know that my upload schedule has been a little wonky the last couple of weeks, but it's been a little bit hectic for me. I am currently in the process of moving. My roommate and I are both moving in with our significant others and moving out of our current apartment. So it's been crazy trying to organize that and plan that and get that all ready. And I promise that I will be uploading much more regularly my Sunday video and my video Wednesday night, Thursday morning at the latest. That is it. That's all I have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I will see you next time. Bye.